So at the front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you have your gas bottle with your gas valve on top. You've got gas on anti-clockwise and gas off clockwise. You then got your gas regulator up here on the bulkhead. You've got a changeover valve, so it's actually a dual regulator, so you can have two gas pipes connected and two gas bottles connected. You have the arrow here that you'll point towards the gas bottle that you want to use, and it spins over the top, so it spins clockwise round to the right hand side and anti-clockwise round to the left hand side, but over the top section. You don't turn it to the bottom because it will break the regulator off. When you're travelling you do need to make sure that gas is completely turned off. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got your heating and hot water flue. That is very simply there to do the same job as the flue on the side of your house, so you don't need to do anything with this, but you never cover it up when the caravan is in use. Then got your wind down legs. The two wind down legs on either side at the front are there to stabilise the caravan while it is on site. You have got two more at the rear of the caravan, and we'll show you those when you're here on site. Water pump, very simply, connects with the blue trigger here. Pull it back and push it into place and lock it into position. You then need to make sure your pickup pipe is fully submerged in the water. So in the aqua roll, as you can see there, which it is at the moment. I'll show you how to fill the system once we go inside the caravan. You've then got your battery box here with your mains power lead coming in to simply push it up and connect in place. You've got your main power switch, your motor mover here. We'll demonstrate that while you're here on site. Then you've got your 12 volt battery for the 12 volt operation of the caravan. Then got your fridge vents. The two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the fridge system to breathe. You never cover these up while the fridge is in use, as it will trap the heat in there. It does actually need the hot air to be pushed out, so it allows the fridge to cool. Then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. The motor mover, like I said, we'll demonstrate while you're here on site, and we'll torque the wheel nuts prior to you taking the caravan away, just so you know they have been tightened correctly. Next up we have the toilet system. So we have the toilet flush tank here at the top. Put the key in and open this up. You'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. So 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. Then the bottom, you have the toilet waste cassette. I'm just going to grab the key to show you how that works. So then you've got your toilet tank. So you release it by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, so you can tip the waste away. The cap here is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so you'll press that button in when you're tipping the waste away so it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In this tank you need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Coming to the back of the caravan, you've got your wind down legs, as you can see, to stabilise the caravan. We only put one down for the handover, just so it stabilises the van. But when you're on site, like I said, you have all 4 of these legs down to level the caravan out. Coming to the front of the caravan, you've got a 3-pin socket, so you can have power out to your awning, should you wish to. You've then got a storage locker, a telly locker here, with your bracketry in there for the telly. And then also a plug and a 12 volt supply should you ever need it. You then got your storage. Underneath this seat here. Then you've got your barbecue gas point and the last of your wind down legs. So as you can see, we're now on the inside of the caravan. First thing you're going to need to do is turn the power on up here. So you've got power on, power off and power on. Down the left hand side here you've got your awning light for the outside of the caravan. You've got your lights for above the cabinets. So as you see, when I hit these they will go dim down and turn off. What you'll also notice is it says dim level at the bottom here. You can use this button here to change the brightness of the lights above the cabinets. You've then got your internal lighting for the roof and the lights underneath the cabinets, as you can see there. And then you've got your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. On the screen here you've got your voltage for the battery on board, time which hasn't been set at the moment because every time you turn the van off it resets itself. You've then got your mains power and that the solar panel is working. If it's fitted with a solar panel, if not, it comes on automatically because the solar panel isn't connected to the van. Then have your heating and hot water next to it, which again I'll come back to in a moment. First thing you're going to need to do when you come into the caravan is open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. You will notice they are already bled, as you can see. So I'm just going to turn them back off, but you'll open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system to fill the water system up. So that's the one in the bathroom and the shower also. With all them taps open, you're then going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. And underneath here, you're going to find the yellow drain down valve. That yellow drain down valve needs to be flat with the floor as it is at the moment to fill the water system up, and when it's upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain the water system down. So like I said, flat with the floor to fill the system up. Whilst I'm underneath here, and before we take it over to the water pump button, I'm just also going to show you the 240 trip switches, which are just underneath this control panel here. If you're not sure if you've got power coming to the caravan, hit the test switch and this switch should drop down. You've got your heating and hot water switch here, which needs to be on at all times. The charger switch needs to be on at all times. And then this is your main isolator for the caravan. When you press this button in, it will pop up and it will turn the power off completely inside of the caravan. And underneath this control panel here, you have your you have your 12-volt fuses for the 12-volt system on board the caravan. Inside the door, or this cabinet door, you will actually find a list of what the 12-volt fuses are for on this side and the 240s on this side. So, with all the taps open, as you can see, I've already filled the system up. We're going to turn on the water pump switch. And now, once the water system is running and the water system is completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. Once you have filled that system up and you've shut all the taps off so the system's full, you can then come to the control panel on the left-hand side here. And you've got your master power switch for the heating and hot water. Your power switch for the heating and hot water. You'll need to have this turned on. We need to press the menu button so it skips forward. What you're going to see on this home screen is the heating pump is running, so it is warming the caravan. You've got mains power coming into the caravan and the current internal room temperature of the caravan. You hit the menu button, and at the top here, you've got your minus or plus to control your heating temperature inside the caravan. Below that, you have the option for the hot water. So at the moment, the hot water's off when this bar's empty. You've then got hot water on and hot water boost when this bar is completely full. If you put the hot water on, it will prioritise it over the heating, hence why I've got it turned off at the moment. But with the heating turned on, you will actually notice it actually warms the water anyway, because the heating system runs through the hot water tank. You've then got the amount of power coming to the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So at the moment it's turned off, then we've got the option of 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. It will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you set this to. If you're on a site with 3 kilowatts available, then we advise you use the 3 kilowatts. If you try and use 3 kilowatts and you haven't got that amount of power available, it will actually trip the power on site and also the caravan internally. On the bottom left hand side, you've also then got your option to run your gas heating or hot water should you wish to. Hit the gas symbol here. It will self-ignite on gas if the gas is turned on, and if it fails to ignite, it will come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks. And then you have your advanced settings here, which for all these we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge. Fridge is very simple to use. You've got your power on. At the moment it's operating on mains power, and if it's on mains you can control the temperature on this button on the right hand side, and obviously the more amount of bars you have lit up, and when it says maximum, that is the max cold for the fridge. You can use the arrows to change your power source. If you select auto, it will go to the first power supply that it sees available. You've then got 12 volt mode. Now the 12 volt mode is very simply there to allow you to use the fridge as a cool box as you are travelling. Now at the moment it's telling me that there's no 12 volt available, hence why I've just turned it over to the gas, and I'll explain that in a second. But essentially when it flashes this blue light here and the blue light below the 12 volt battery, it means there is no 12 volt source coming from the car. Now it is not the 12 volt source on board the caravan. Like I said, it is just from the car you're towing with, so you would need to connect it to your car, and if you have the correct connection on your car and it works correctly from your car to the caravan, then this blue light should stay lit up. You've then got the gas option for running the fridge on. Now the gas isn't turned on at the moment, so it will actually fail to ignite in a moment, and it will start flashing the blue light here again and the blue light here to indicate it's failed to ignite on gas. If it does stay ignited on gas, again you can control the temperature of the fridge on this button on the right hand side, which you do need to be quite, as you can see, on top of the button to make it work. Microwave works very much like your household microwave, no difference at all there. The same as the hob, grill and oven. Obviously you would need to have the gas turned on in the front locker to make it work, and then you would need to make sure you've got 240 mains coming into the caravan for the electric ring to work. Coming through into the bathroom, and the last thing we go through on the caravan is the toilet system. We've got an electric flush for the toilet system up top here. You've got a toilet full indicator light that will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself will actually turn for your convenience. However, when you are removing the toilet cassette from the side of the van to empty it, you need to make sure the toilet seat is pointing straight on. Below the toilet then, you have your grey waste handle, and you need to have this in the open position to allow the waste into the toilet cassette, and you also need to have it in the closed position when you're not using the toilet, so it doesn't let any smells inside the caravan, but also then it will allow you to remove that toilet waste cassette. If it is in the open position and you try to remove it, you could potentially break this handle, which then make the toilet waste cassette useless essentially. So that is the Swift Fairway 580 or 560. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.